Hey everyone, big announcement this morning from Insta360. They have just announced the Insta360 GO 2, and I happen to have one right here. This is the world's smallest stabilized action camera. This is not the camera, this is the case. The camera's in here. It's about the size of a thumb. So some of you might have seen my review on the original Insta360 GO, and there's a lot of improvements on the GO 2. In fact, it's a completely different beast, and the big thing is this case. So let's look at this right now. If I put this inside the case, number one, it's a nice, safe way for me to carry this around. I don't need a bag. And of course, this is a charging case, so this will keep the camera nicely charged. But not just that, it does a lot of other things. This can actually work as a tripod. There's a couple of little feet on the bottom here that I can open up. And then I can flip this open, put that down, and now it's set for shooting video, time-lapse, different things like that. It's got its own little tripod, and I can adjust the angle of the camera. But that's not all it does. The case also enables me, with the camera inside it just magnetically attached, I can change the settings on the camera and the different modes. So the right button enables me to go between the different modes, and then the left button, or the record button, is how you apply those settings, kind of similar like you would to a GoPro. But having said that, there's also a little screen. It's a cool little screen, and I mean this in the nicest possible way. It kind of reminds me of like an early Nintendo kind of screen, you know, from an earlier video game. It's just kind of fun to use, and it gives all the information I need: battery level. It shows how much space I've got on my card. It shows me the mode, you know, frame rates, all that different kind of stuff, and lets you do all the adjustments on a camera without even having to attach to the app if you don't want to. So that's really nice, but that's not just it. Let's take the camera out of here, and there's different ways of mounting it. Now, you've seen me use this one on the previous one, but this just goes around your neck. And then you can just mount the camera on your shirt, which is great because this way you can do hands-free operation, and now you can do a first-person view where the viewer is in your world and they're looking at you doing things with your hands. You could be cooking, you could be fishing, you could be vlogging, you could be flying your drone, you could be doing all kinds of things, and it gives that first-person view. Now this little mounting plate, you can also use it on other things and mount this in different places. Plus it comes with two more mounts. It has this mount here, which has a little clip which you can attach to your cap or different things like that. Magnetically, it just snaps in there, and this has the ability to adjust the angle. And then we have this one here. Once again, magnetically snaps in there, and you can use this, you know, as handheld like this. You can change the angle, so it's like a little tripod. You can move this around. You can put this at all kinds of different angles, rotation, different things like that. So it's super useful for that. The other thing that's nice, it has a little grip here. So you can take this on your wrist, and this is great when you want to take it swimming. Oh yes, that's right. This is also waterproof now. So it's IPX8 certified, which is 3 meters, about 13 feet of waterproof. So the other thing about this stand that's really nice is we can slide this back and it reveals a sticky pad. And this sticky pad will stick to almost anything. You could put it on, you know, on surfaces, any smooth, flat surface, glass, metal, different things like that. So you can put it on the inside of your car, you can put it on the windshield, you can put it on the outside, different things like that. In fact, I mounted it on the inside of the roof on my car, and you can see it just gives you fun angles. Now, the nice thing about this is it's got a little piece of plastic here that just comes off, and then when you're ready, you can just put that back on to protect it. Now, if you wash this with clean water and dry it off in between uses, you can reset that sticky surface so it'll keep working. While we've got this on the stand, what if I wanted to shoot myself? How would I control that? Maybe I could bring out the mobile app, but I said, you know, we can do a lot of operations without the mobile app. And one of the things it can do here is this also doubles as a wireless remote. So I can change the mode, I can start and stop recording, and I can do all this from this case. Now, it takes 30 minutes, or actually 35 minutes to fully charge the camera. It takes 1 hour and 5 minutes to fully charge the case. So it charges up pretty quickly. And of course, if you want to put this on a selfie stick, there's a little screw in the bottom here. And you can just attach a selfie stick on there or put it on a tripod, standard mount, and away you go. So you can do that as well. And of course, flip it open, shoot with the camera inside there. So that's kind of fun. So there's two types of people this is really geared towards. The first type of person is someone that just wants a simple and easy way, just to go out and just shoot things. Maybe you're doing sports, you're skiing, snowboarding, jogging, running, playing soccer, you're riding a bike, or you're just hanging out at the beach and you want to be able to quickly get shots. This is simple and easy. The second is for vloggers and videographers. People are looking for a more unusual angle. Because it's so small, you can put it in tiny little places that you wouldn't be able to put another camera. So let's talk about the different shooting modes. What can it shoot? So this can shoot photographs, it can shoot video, it can shoot HDR video, hyperlapse, which is a moving time lapse, and also it can shoot time lapse. So the resolution on here, the photos can shoot in JPEG or RAW, DNG RAW, and those photos are up to 2K photos, which is not huge, but it's big enough for sharing on social media, which is really a lot of what this is designed for. The video can go up to 1440 at 50 frames per second, which is about 2.5K. And of course, it can also shoot 1080. This has flow state stabilization, which is really state-of-the-art stabilization. One of the things Insta360 does very well is that. So, if you're walking around and things like that, it's going to be very stable. And the other thing that's nice about this is it has an auto leveling feature. So even if you turn this like sideways like this, and check out this piece of footage where I'm doing this, you can see it keeps that nice and level. Now, in order to do that, you want to make sure you're in Pro Video mode. So when you cycle through the modes, you have Photo, Video, Pro Video, and the Pro Video unlocks flow state stabilization and leveling. There's 3 different color modes. There's regular, there's vivid, which is, kind of a snappy color, and then there's log for people who want to maximize the dynamic range and add that punch later on in post without blowing out skies and different things like that. 2 ways of using this. So you can have where this is off and it's just kind of sitting in your pocket, and then you can have it turn on, shoot a video clip, and then turn off again, or turn on, shoot a photo, and then power off again. And the way to do that is with this off, just tap once. This will power up and begin shooting. Now it powers up very, very quickly, so you're not missing anything. You see something you want to shoot, you're doing that, and right now it's shooting. To stop, just simply tap again, and it will turn off and then power down. Feel a vibration whenever an operation it turns on or off, or it starts or stops recording. If you want to shoot a photograph, just tap twice, 1, 2, and this is going to turn on, snap the photograph, and then power back off again. And all that just happened right there. Now for more advanced modes, what you want to do is just turn this on. Just hold it for 1 second, it will power on. And then to shoot Pro Video, which gives flow state stabilization and those features, just tap and it will begin to record video. Now you can set this to record short clips, 15, 30 second, 1 minute clips, because if you're going on Reels, Instagram stories, TikTok, you're limited to a minute. So you can kind of set it that way. And it was kind of limited to that on the first version. On this version, you can actually shoot longer, all the way up to about 30 minutes if you're using a POV mode, which doesn't have any stabilization. So in Pro Video, you can shoot up to 10-minute clips, which will give you flow state stabilization, or you can do 16 minutes of video with basic stabilization. This also has the ability to shoot slow motion up to 120 frames per second, which is a lot of fun. And inside the storage is 32 gigabytes, which should be plenty because the video can shoot up to 80 megabits per second bitrate. And it shoots in auto, manual, aperture priority, or ISO priority modes. So it gives you a little bit of adjustments on how you want to do that. As far as the time lapse, you can shoot anywhere from half a second to 2 minutes intervals between shots. And you can shoot up to just under 2 hours, and that'll give you about a 7-minute time lapse. So far we've talked about just using this without the app. So you can actually use this just standalone by itself. However, it does have a companion mobile app that you can use. Now, the mobile app is fun because you can go and you can see on your screen what the camera is seeing in real time. You can change the settings, you can record, but it also has an editor built in, so you can download the footage wirelessly from the Go 2 directly into the app, trim that, and post it up on social media all from your phone. Now, it does some AI editing, so it can look for those key moments and put together the clips for you with some included templates, so it can make it super easy. Now, as far as working on your computer, there's also the studios known as the Insta360 Studio, which you can download for free on Windows or Mac. And you can attach this through a USB-C. It comes with a cable, attach it to your computer. This will show up on your computer as a drive, and then you can copy the footage over, and then you can work on that footage from Studio. And that gives you the ability to apply flow state stabilization, do some different things like that, trim the clips, edit them, and also you can export them and batch export them from there. And you even have the ability to export those up to a 1440 in ProRes format. So if you want to bring those into Premiere Pro or Final Cut and edit them later, you can do that with very little loss of quality there. So overall, this is really exciting. It opens up a lot of creative potential and opportunities of, just getting some shots that maybe that no one's really seen before. It's kind of fun. Now, it's not absolutely perfect. There's a couple of little things I'll mention. In low light, it can get a little bit grainy, so it's not super, buttery in low light, but works very well in well-lit situations. The previous version, you start to see some artifacts. I'm not really seeing artifacting in here, just a little bit of grain here and there. If you're not using the case and you're just shooting by using the touch on the front, it can be a little bit difficult sometimes to double tap at the right speed. So sometimes you go a little slow or a little fast, and it might not go into the mode you're expecting. So that takes a little bit of practice. But overall, I think this is a really handy little camera that I'm going to have in my pocket. And when we're traveling again, I'm going to be taking this out on the road and using it to supplement the footage that I shoot. So I'm curious, if you guys got any questions, let me know in the comments. And, what do you guys think about this? Let me know if you think this is useful or maybe something you might be able to use. So if you're new here, welcome to Photoshop Cafe, where mainly we do Photoshop Lightroom tutorials and the occasional tech review where, it's something that might be useful for creative pros. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you guys like this, smash the like button into dust. And until next time, I'll see you at the cafe.